Hello, good afternoon. This is 11th of December. Yes, Friday 11th. So, and Merry Christmas to you all. This is Frontier and Essential Seafarers. Now it is strategic. This coronavirus has opened the eyes of United Nations and a lot of countries, Estonia, free tax, Doha airport, priority for seafarers, medical examinations, drug and alcohol, PCRs, vaccines, priority seafarers, priority ship owners, hero ship owners. It was time that this virus really put naked the definition of what is utility, what is inutility. Yes, judge. And who has to put the vaccine? For example, if we have then 46 million in Spain, 5 million public workers, so it is roughly about one public worker gives 10 vaccines, so they have been paid the last 9 months. I don't know what essential they did, but really it's not the core, it's not the focus. The focus, the core, is the definition of the essential workers. It's not going to be the time for us to develop dark energies, the dark side, yes. But if you are a Z and you are a millennial, you must think that in society you can be essential because United Nations now says, not me, it's United Nations. So, I mean, this is very, very high level. And also, UK government has declared frontier workers. Therefore, it is the best place to be working at. It's like, excuse me, what country are you going to? I'm just going to a frontier, thank you. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Is there a row, a queue in the airport for frontier workers? Yes, there should be. Why have to fill this kind of papers? And then the vaccine. Vaccine is first frontier workers. This is going to be the start of a new definition in the future of the tax for these frontier workers, the law applicable to these essential workers. For example, judges, please get your hands off legislation. Frontier workers and essential workers have their own legislation. They don't need you to put your hands there. Yes, we have our own clear, transparent legislation. We know very clear when there is safety first, any risk that every worker has to report, identify. If not, then there is a huge problem, isn't there, Judge? Yes, for example, now we have a huge problem. We need to put a vaccine to 46 million Spanish. There is 4 million public workers. It is 10 vaccines in 9 months. Why did we pay them? How expensive these vaccines are, Judge? And then these seafarers will have this frontier definition and it is going to open up the red line between the light and the dark side. So we need for special essential workers and frontier workers more definitions like justice. Will the justice be like we have in Singapore? Collective bargaining agreements, international bargaining forums, company tariff agreements, collective bargaining agreements. I think I mentioned wage scales covering social security, national insurance, insurance specifically made. Now we have a 50% cost reduction in insurance today, 11th of December, from 9 months ago, because of many factors. And therefore, why not take advantage to cover better these essential workers, frontier workers? Well, I think this is my Christmas present. I will be continuously thinking about them. How can I improve their conditions for free and to improve the ship owner heroes terms, conditions, and services we provide, the fee, digital, cost, and the poor quality of crew every time everywhere I go. But now you that today, 11th of December, Friday, can do something, do it for yesterday. We need some kind of law that is applicable just for seafarers. We don't need the shore judges to tell us what is our terms and conditions. No, please, hands off. Uh, Safety is first. So our safety is first, and then I so transparent. Why can't we abide by our own rules, regulations? We don't need the shore judges to tell us about terms, conditions, hours of work, and blah blah blah. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you judges, what you can do is you can increase the key performance indicator from 5% to 100%. Perhaps you can go and put some vaccinations today. I mean, 10 per judge. I don't know how many people work in these justice departments, but as I mentioned, let's talk only about light. This is a new example of these Z and millennials. Only please focus in light. Don't focus in the dark side. Never, ever before. If they see anybody complaining, so we don't really matter. So how can we improve today? Resume. Now, frontier and essential workers, this is United Nations and the UK. These two organizations and the country UK are just massive. Massive. Thank you very much for my heart. You made my Christmas present. I don't need any more from Santa Claus. Just wish that it is true and that the other countries in the world abide by the same terms conditions for seafarers and ship owners. This could be beautiful. It could be beautiful that Doha Airport have then a special lounge for seafarers, like if it was a business premium. It would be beautiful worldwide that the police and the immigration and the airport and the plane companies would treat as a business seafarers because they are heroes. It is very clear. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is don't get a haircut and all these nails and all these kind of extra. But yes, it would be nice to have these PCRs, the vaccines, also countries. Yes, it is very important, the professionals of risk, yes, but it is also very important, I believe, that in the UK there is a shortage for Christmas of supply because shipping now. Can we help seafarers have to be seen? Would this ease the light side? Yes, we don't want to supply to the dark side. Yes, don't supply even a word, not a hello or nothing, just education. Yes, that's all. But then to the light, please. We need to supply more for the doctors, the health, the nurses, the patients, and then the education, our kids, and me. I have to learn every day. What can ISO 9001 Maritime Level Convention. I need to update myself into new legislation, and everybody around me. And then also the security. Yes, the police and the security are having to fight constantly with this virus, and they need to be supplied with whatever cars, cameras, whatever they need. That's the light of society. Of course, now seafarers are in this group, and this is massive. And what if they are in the frontier? Why are not the others in the frontier? Yes, because it's a very simple definition, very wise, very interesting, this British definition. I love this Shakespeare, English language. I mean, that's why I studied at university, business economics. I love these definitions, like frontier worker. I mean, it's like my heart is pumping with this clear. I never seen it more clear than that, because now that we have put the frontier workers, the seafarers, can we classify frontier society? This is two borders. This is Republicans, Democrats, Socialists, right wing, whatever. Could we say limit the frontier, the education, security, and health? It is in the frontier. No one can ever touch that. If someone touches that, then the light will have some kind of, you know what I mean? Yes, some kind of light. Yes, more light into it, and then light it more, and then yes, like sauna, Finnish sauna. Yes, Kiva anti-bullying. Anti-bullying is also one frontier area. I think that no one should talk about that because it was a question of the past. No one can use that. No, I rather translate into Basque language because it is in English, because I cannot apply. Okay, all kids 6 years old can do that because it's a frontier, essential. Yes, I believe so, and therefore we can all share this. I think is $1 per kid per year, the anti-bullying at 6 years old. So imagine we could eradicate 90%, 90 of bullying with the 6-year-old kids in just a booklet I saw, 30 pages. So this is a frontier definition, thanks to the Brits and the British people. This definition, I think is massive. I think it's massive. And then the essential, yes, well, we all knew it was essential. It's a question that the United Nations with this virus, now they are getting a better sight. The sea is providing, yes, a better salt and the sight. So it is a huge definition on this for seafarers. So I think it's a Merry Christmas to you all seafarers, ship owners. We have to keep on fighting. Insurance also, because it is going to be a business, a perpetual business, seafaring, because until the sea dries, it is going to be. So, insurance, could it be premiums much lower and really cover what they really need? What do they really need? I mean, they really need some health sanitary assistance for seafarers, and we already have agreed to some terms, conditions. In some countries, like Honduras, we have made specific plans with clinics so that families are covered and they have some surgical operations. I think it's 3 surgical operations per term of contract of 9 months or 6 months, and then some visits to the doctor, which is 10, 12, and some minor pharmacy cost. And yes, we can get into this kind of agreements locally. So we don't need to go into a huge social security inquisition to get fined by this. And we also look forward that these essential and frontier workers provide the return back to the fines they put to us, the Inquisition, the local government, the Basque, all these governments that have nothing to do, these 5 million people, they should be put in the scenes, the dark side, but also they put fines to us. 250,000 euros I paid in my company in the last 10 years to this dark side. So I'm waiting for that money to be returned. Until then, I will talk about the dark side openly. And yes, thank you very much then United Nations for this definition of these essential workers. And let's talk about suppliers. Let's talk about the training. Let's talk about these travel. And then let's give them priority throughout the world. For example, we can simplify one training system for all of them, from rating to officer, as I mentioned many times. One basic training for 100 euros, I think is 4 days, instead of like in Spain, is 3 days. And then let's also think that people have the right for free to be trained for this, because they provide intrinsic value of 22 million per 100 years to that country. So then is it not essential? There is not any other profession that brings so much money to your country. So in between the essentials, seafaring is the top. So be careful with that one. And if you don't foster that, then it really does confirm that if you are a judge and you work in that country, well, what kind of a country you are. Then you are defining, if you are a 5% indicator, then probably you are going down to 1% or minus percent, like now is the price of money. Well, be careful, because this is not good. Dark side must be 0, but never negative. Okay, so take care, seafarers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, ship owners and frontier workers. Bye.